Hey, it's Suffering Student here, and today we're going to talk about the star pattern and how we would create it in Java. So the star patterns I'm going to be creating specifically today is going to be these two, which is the 1, 2, 3, 4 and 4, 3, 2, 1. So just to get a basic understanding of how we're going to be doing this, we're going to be using two loops. For loop to be more specific, where we have a for loop inside a for loop. We're then going to end up using something like this that kind of looks like a coordinate system, where the only thing that's different is that our y value is kind of flipped. So instead of going down, when we go down, it goes up. But let me actually just start and demonstrate, then it's going to be a bit easier to understand. And then we're going to go through the process of printing just the first pattern. So I am going to be using two for I loops, where in the first one, we're just going to go until I is no longer less than 4. And then we're going to have another loop, which is going to go until j is no longer less than I. And we're then just simply going to print our star. So when we're done printing, for example, the first row, we would just print an empty print line statement, which would jump down to the next line. So let me just first demonstrate it works by running the program. And here you can see we actually forgot something where you would need to do, because right now it's not getting the first statement, so we need to do while j is less than or equal to I. And as you can see, this is the importance of why you need to run your program to check it works. Let's just go through it now then. So first, we have an I value, which is I equals to 0. This is our I value, and this is our j value. Just put that here. So we have I and j inside these parentheses. So first we have I, and then we have j. So first, I is equal to 0, this one. Then j is also equals to 0. And we print a star. Then it checks is, after j have been added to 1, so then we add 1 to j, print a star, add 1 to j, is 1 smaller than or equal to 0. It is not. Then jump to the next line, or skip out of this for loop, print the next line. So now we're down here. So now we have printed our 1 star. And now we're down on the next line. Then now I is incremented by 1 to 0, and j is reset to 0. Right there. We then first print a star, because 0 is smaller than 1. We then increment j by 1. Then checks is 1 smaller than or equal to 1. It is, so we print as another star. And we then increment by 1. 2, we then checks is 2 smaller than or equal to 1. It's not. So jump to the next line. Then j is reset, and I is incremented by 1. So now we have 2. So again, is 0 smaller than 2 or equal to? It is. Print a star. Is 1 smaller than or equal to? It is. Print a star. Is 2 smaller than or equal to? Yes, print a star. Is 3 smaller than or equal to? It isn't. Jump out of our for loop and jump to the next line. And then I is incremented by 1. And j is reset to 0. And then again, 0 smaller than or equal to 3. Print a star. It's 1 smaller than or equal to? It is. Print a star. 2 smaller than or equal to? Print a star. Is 3 smaller than or equal to? It is. Print a star. Is 4? It isn't. Jump to the next line. In this case, doesn't matter. And then I is set to 4. And the checks is 4 smaller than 4 isn't. So the loop ends. And we now have our 1, 2, 3 stars. So let me just try swapping it around. So instead of doing 1, 2, 3, 4, I am now going to do the 4, 3, 2, 1. So what we need to swap is, instead of our j starting at 0 and going to 4, it's going to be starting at 4. And then instead of checking if it's still less than, we're just going to check if it's still larger than. and we're then gonna subtract 1 from j each time instead of adding 1. So now when we run the program again, we get a 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. So that was my small showcase of the basics of the star pattern and how we're using 2 for loops to create these star patterns. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and I wish you all a wonderful day.